You might have come across a point where you actually built your flame altar and then you built your base and you found like, you know, I should have moved my flame altar there or there or there. Well, let me explain to you how you can do that in Enshrouded. If you go to your flame and you say extinguish, you can see it says areas not protected by the flame will be consumed by the shroud. Placed items will be lost. Now, it doesn't say placed by this flame, it says by the flame. And if I take out my hammer, you will see there is a boundary on the outside, the orange line. This is the boundary where everything inside will be kept, everything outside will be reverted, either by logging out and logging in, by restarting your server, or by leaving the area for 2 hours, about 400-500 meters away. And then when you come back 2 hours later, this should have been reverted, so plants should be growing back and things like this. Now, if I want to move this flame, let's say I want to move it here, then we can do that. Now, I'm going to move the flame to the back just to show an example what is happening if you do this. So the plan here is to craft another flame altar. And we have it right here in my inventory now, so I can move it around. And you can see when I move this flame altar, it does show the other orange line around it. As long as I keep my build inside this orange line, everything will be saved. Now, because I'm going to move it somewhere to the back, just to show an example what is happening, you'll see that the orange line of this flame altar is not covering the whole floor in the front. So if you go to my hammer, you will see that this orange line here is cutting off at least the front of these. So if I would go to building, you will see there's like, you see this size here, this is not inside the orange line. I'm assuming these will probably stay because they are still halfway inside the orange line, but these will be removed when logging out, at least when I extinguish my flame. So if I extinguish my flame, this is going to take 30 seconds. Then this orange line will disappear. Everything that is outside of this orange line will be reverted. And also these blocks will be removed. But they only will be removed after I log in or log out. So it is possible to move your flame while you're playing, even with only one flame. But I would advise against it, just because the game can crash, the server can crash. You can accidentally log out, who knows. So it's better to just protect your base with a second flame and then move the one you want in the right position. All right, as you can see, we have now the flame in the back. This one here in front is covering only partially my floor. We're going to log out and we're going to log back in. And if we now go and look to the front of our building, you can see 3 of the stones are gone, but everything else has been saved. So now I can just take my, go to crafting. Now we're going to put my flame altar where I want it. I want it to be here instead, which should be covering most of it. Perfect. Just at the edge here. That means now we can remove this flame altar. And this should now cover the whole build, including the floor. And it also will allow us to make a little bit of a patio, whatever you call it, and close off the rest with floors. Also, don't worry if you really upgrade the flame. You can see in your world, your flame will always keep the same level. And this is different, just making very clear. So the flame level and the altar level are 2 different things. So when you are moving your altars, the flame level will always be saved. It will never remove. But the altar level will be removed when moving a flame altar. Just make sure you understand the difference. And there you go. This is how you can move your flame altar away from a base. You can move it and shift it from placement as long as you keep your base inside the radius of that next flame altar you're building. And as it is very cheap to build, as long as you don't upgrade it, it is actually pretty easy to just cover it. But that's it. That is a quick tip on how to move your flame altar and make sure that your base doesn't remove. I hope this was informative, and I'll see you again next time. Beeblebum out.